When the federal government oversteps its constitutional limitations, what do you do about it? Do you vote the bums out, sue them in court, or complain on social media? Next, I'll share with you what the father of the Constitution had to say, and the answer just might surprise you. When this thing doesn't appear to be working, it's my iPod. I don't go to Radio Shack or Target or even a tech blogger to get it fixed. I go to the people who made it. And a few months ago, Apple did a great job at this for me. The same goes for the Constitution. If you believe, like I do, that the federal government is only authorized to exercise those powers that have been delegated to it in the Constitution, then you know, like I do, that a vast majority of what the feds do is, in fact, a constitutional violation. When Republicans support a so-called conservative who wildly expands federal control over healthcare and education, and when Democrats elect a so-called peace president who unilaterally wages war and expands the surveillance state, the enduring and obvious question is, how do you actually stop these people? The number one thing I've heard from people over the years, and for many years now, is that you need to vote the bums out. Coming in second place would be a lawsuit to stop the feds from doing what they're already doing. James Madison, who is regarded generally as the father of the Constitution, had much different advice. Writing in Federalist Paper number 46, Madison said that ambitious encroachments of the federal government would be met with widespread plans of resistance. A popular dictionary of the time defined resistance as the quality of not yielding to force or external impression. And in that same Federalist paper, Madison gave us a blueprint for the resistance he recommended. He told us of 4 things that should be done to stop federal acts, whether merely unpopular or unconstitutional. Let's review them. Number 1 was protest. Madison called it disquietude of the people and even used the word repugnance to describe the displeasure you should be showing. That leads to step 2, noncompliance. Madison recommended a refusal to cooperate with officers of the Union. He apparently knew what we know today. The feds rely on cooperation from state and local governments, as well as individuals. When enough people refuse to comply, the feds simply can't enforce their so-called laws. Step 3 goes to the governors. Madison called for frowns of the executive of the state. When the feds overreach, governors should formally protest them, which encourages people in the states to take the other steps, and then leads to step 4, which Madison called legislative devices, which should be added on such occasions. While he keeps open-ended just what these devices are in Federalist 46, he explains more later, and we'll go over those details in a future episode. When I need to restart my iPod and get it back on track, I check my user guide from Apple, and they tell me just how to do it. The same goes for the Constitution. In Federalist number 46, James Madison wrote a user guide for the Constitution and said that if several states were to take these actions simultaneously, it would present obstructions which the federal government would hardly be willing to encounter. Madison didn't expect the people to, as he put it, elect an uninterrupted succession of men ready to betray them. He expected you to follow his advice and make plans of resistance to stop federal overreach. Next time, we'll discuss the difference between claiming your rights and waiting for them. And in a future episode, I'll tell you more about Madison's plans for resistance on a state level. My name is Michael Bolden. Thanks for watching.